Transparency, I had no idea who the fuck this guy is. And this has nothing to do with, oh, well, it's just before your time. No, because anybody that knows me knows I listen to plenty of music that's long before my time. I just literally just didn't know who this guy was. And that's not a knocker. That really doesn't even mean anything pertaining to the story. I don't want to act like I'm sitting here. Oh, I knew who this fucking guy was. I didn't know anything about this fucking guy. But I thought it was interesting. Looks like Neil Young has demanded that Spotify choose between his music or Joe Rogan's podcast. Legendary musician Neil Young, reading this from Blaze, not TV, but .com, theblaze.com. Neil Young issued an ultimatum to the Spotify music service to choose between his music or Joe Rogan's podcast. And he says, Young posted an open letter to Spotify, which entered into a $100 million deal with Rogan to host his podcast, calling on it to dump Rogan over what he saw as misinformation on the coronavirus. And this is some of what apparently is said. I am doing this because Spotify is spreading fake information about vaccines, potentially causing death to those who believe that disinformation being spread to them. Please act on this immediately today and keep me informed of the times. Wow, this guy thinks he has a lot of pull. Rogan has been criticized for advocating for alternate treatments of Modelo virus. In one instance, he advised young people to avoid the vaccine because the death and hospitalization risk is so low. And that's not an unreasonable thing, guys. I know it kind of, with a lot of the propaganda and stuff that's out there, he has people thinking that it's just jab, 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 and that's the only thing that's there. But, you know, when you look at the data, and you look at like hospitalizations per 100K, for young demographics, it is basically statistically insignificant. And to just be trying to lead these people into getting these jabs. We talk about Sriracha and her now having pericarditis as a side effect. Like, why would a young person that's healthy and in shape? Now, maybe this differs if you are completely out of shape, you're 500 pounds, you got diabetes. Maybe it's a little different, and maybe you like fuck it. My body's all fucked up, and might as well take a chance if I think this. All right, that's different. But for those that are young and in relatively good shape, yeah, like that's not an unreasonable thing. Spotify has been under pressure by those on the left to drop Rogan over his controversial statements about the Modelo virus pandemic, the transgender agenda, and other topics. Some employees at Spotify reportedly threatened to organize a full-blown strike if the company refused to censor Rogan's podcast. And he said, I'm not a doctor, I'm a fucking moron, I'm a cage fighting commentator and stand-up comedian, blah, blah, blah. All right, so this guy put out, Neil Young put out a open letter because it's talking about false information is being spread. I'm trying to look and see if there's anything in this letter that's like direct. I'm looking at it right now, trying to find if there's anything like specifically saying, if I can even find the damn thing. Oh, the letter got deleted. Why'd he do that? It says Neil posted a since deleted letter to his management. So yeah, okay, that's interesting. Now, does he even control his own music? And I'm asking that sincerely because obviously that's not industry standard. Anyway, I got a weird text there. But that's not industry standard. But if he owns his own music, I guess, yeah, he can make that claim all he wants. Now, if he doesn't, it's not really up to him if he doesn't own his own music. So we'll see what direction that goes and if he actually ends up doing it. And if even out of the sake of virtue signaling, other people do that. I will say that considering how much money that Spotify has into this deal with Joe Rogan and how much money in turn he'd be bringing at him, it's good luck. It's probably going to take a whole hell of a lot of you guys saying, all right, we're not going to house our music on this platform, from them to be like, okay, we're going to do something about it. But we'll see what happens. Nonetheless, he's just a fucking weird dude. Like, that's just so weird. Like, I'm not going to, here's my open letter, I'm not going to house it. Like, my music's a fucking music platform, dude. It's all kinds of people that have obviously contradicting views. Spotify isn't. Like, that's what does it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what did it for you. A guy podcasting about vaccinations did it for you. Now, think about this, and I want you guys to put this in perspective, and I'm going to end on this note. Think about all of the music and all the fucked up shit being said in those musical lyrics that exist on Spotify. And what did it for this Neil Young character is a guy talking about vaccinations in a way that he doesn't like, particularly the Modelo virus 19 vaccination. That's what he's talking about. Think about that. Put that into context. That's what did it. You don't want to hold your shit, house your shit on this platform because that. Think about not just that. Not just the people that are blatantly saying fucked up, very fucked up shit, be it in their music or whatever. Some of their podcasts. Not just that. But the people who have very grimy sort of past. Really fucked up. Not like, oh, I made a mistake. Like some people that did some really fucked up thing. That have their stuff on Spotify. And that's what did it. Some guy saying young people shit like, okay, probably not the best idea to risk it considering maybe other things. And obviously he's had doctors like Robert Malone who have been there, who, says something at least to the contrary of what the mainstream narrative is. And because they only are freaking out because he has power, in the sense that a lot of people watch him, a lot of people value his show, and unlike with the CNNs and of the world, they can't control that. So they can't have a guy that has power. That's why they find him as a threat, because he's spreading shit that they don't like. And they feel like, no, the propaganda has to be left up to them. But think about that. That's what did it, Neil. Not all these guys saying fucked up shit. That's what did it. I've said this before. The music community or the music industry is usually full of posers and lies. So your heroes and the musicians that you thought were for rock and roll and freedom are all fucking losers for the most part. You just listened to a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake, which is live throughout the week at 12 p.m. Central on YouTube.com/YoungRipper59 and Odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. Be sure to check out my website, EricDJLi.com, so you can stay up to date with everything it is that I'm doing. You can also become a member and get access to a bunch of cool perks and exclusive content, which includes a social media hub where you can interact with myself and other members. It even has an app that you can get, which is now live in the Google and Apple stores.